We are First Squadrone and RPAS Flight School, a Transport Canada listed RPAS ground and flight school. Check out our drone services and courses at AURAPILOT.CA.
Alright, in this section we're going to discuss taking the RPAS exam. AURAPILOT.CA, it's very well organized to help you get through the exam. Transport Canada RPAS exam, both basic and advanced, are open book, which means you can go on the internet and look up the questions. And searching on the internet does take time. You only have so much time and pass that exam. So wouldn't it be nice if there was a website, AURAPILOT.CA, when you get to the exam question, you know exactly where to go and the materials to find the information. The AURAPILOT.CA website for taking your exam and taking the courses. The first section of the website I'd like you to take a look at is that we do have some free training for like a visual observer, just by clicking here, and that will go to the visual observer course, as you can see. And we'll just go back to the home page here to get that free course, which outlines all the things that a visual observer needs to know when they're in the field. As a pilot in charge, you're responsible to make sure your visual observer is trained. And the one way you can prove that to Transport Canada is actually to have your assistant take this course. And it's a relatively easy course. There's a quick 25 question exam. It's free. If they complete this exam correctly, then they get their certificate. So it's something to be aware of. And actually, it really does help you as well to know that material. So you should take it even if you have your pilot's career advanced. Okay, so we're going to take a look at where the materials are, the operation manuals. We'll just click here on this blue tile here, and that takes us to where we have all of our course materials. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the RPAS operations and training manual that are used for learning and also taking the exam. As you may know, the exam is an open book exam, which means that you can go on the internet and look up the answers to each of the questions. If you take a look here on the left hand side of this web page in operations, you'll see that we have the Transport Canada interactive drone map. Let's just take a look at that. And as you can see, here it is. And I'll just hold down the control key. We'll take a look. I showed you the interactive map, which is right here. If you roll over, you can see what airspace it is. And in the settings, you can also set it to your level of licensing. You can say you're a basic pilot, and it'll show you what's restricted and what's not. And that's what I have selected here. And if you click on it, let's say you click on this airspace here, it will give you the information about that particular airspace. And let's say we have this yellow one here, right here. As you can see, this is cautionary airspace, and it even tells you which airport it is. Anyway, so take a look at that. If we go down here, we have other resource pages. You've got your SFOC application form, which you can fill out, print out from here if you like. And if you take the SFOC course, you'll have to fill one of these out. And then there's the CARS Section 9 for RPAS operators, which is just 61 pages of the 1,050 some odd pages of the CARS full document of aviation laws, which applies to helicopters and airplanes and anything else that flies. There may be questions that are just about aviation, not drones, and they will be contained in here, and you're expected to know this material. So let's go on to, there's the CARS, it's 1,000 pages, that's why it takes a minute to load. AIM manual, aviation information manual. Now this manual is a big part of the requirements of what you need to know. A lot of the rules about aviation in Canada is contained in here. This is a good resource, and you will be questioned on the contents of this particular document. 480 some odd pages. And there's some other documents you can look at. Weather Service Guide for Aviation by NAV Canada. So if you have weather-related questions, this is a good resource. You'd want to bring this up. You may want to do a search, say, for example, let's say you wanted a question about fog. You would just go to find and type in fog, which I already did, and then you just go through the document and see if the context of the word fog is contained within the question you have. Here's another one that I'm sure you'll get a question on, is phraseology, which is the Alpha Zulu notation that's used when communicating by radio. Let's just take a look if we get to the phraseology. Yes, this will be helpful during taking the exam. This is for the alphabet, and then you have your numerals here for your numbers. Okay, let's move along here. Here's restricted operating certificate you would need to do if you decide to get your ROC-A qualification, which allows you to use the radio for aviation purposes. Here's the TP 15263 knowledge requirements. This document is something you should take a read, because this is the requirements, the knowledge requirements that you're expected to know to pass your exam. And if you read this, it's them telling you what you need to know to pass the exams. Whenever I take an exam, I like to know or anticipate what kind of questions I'll be getting. Well, this will cover that. And moving along here, there's the RPAS study guide for the USA. Obviously they're slightly different than regulations, but a lot of the flight rules are quite similar, so that's also maybe a good resource if you want to take a look at that. The nomenclature and the speak that's used in aviation nomenclature is also something you want to know. And then we go down here to different manuals that AURA has. Now, a lot of these are designed to be something that you need to have available. Let's say Transport Canada requires emergency plan. They require that you have flyaway procedures written down. All those general requirements are listed here. Now you should still make your own. Again, it's a resource that you can use if you need to in case of an emergency. Obviously you're going to need your own emergency content. You'll find that here as well. Then there you have it. That's pretty much the resources you need for taking your exam. And now we'll go over in the next video the courses that are available at AURAPILOT.CA that you can take. But I would start with the free one. See if you like the format and take it from there. Okay, bye for now.
We are 1st Squadrone and RPAS Flight School.